Hello, good day. It's an hour with the Agro King talking about preserving your passion on Global Agro Connect podcast. I would love to welcome you all to this podcast. My name is Aka Joshua Salvation, as known as the Agro King. So basically, we're going to be talking 1 hour today on passion. Passion. Okay. Before we delve in, I would love to tell you a brief secret. Okay. Do you know that it's impossible to open your mouth wide, keep them open, and still breathe? Okay? Do you know it's impossible? Oh, stop doing that. I was only pulling your legs. It's really possible. You can keep your mouth open and still breathe. I got you on that. Welcome to this podcast. It's episode 15. This was supposed to be actually a conference, an online conference, but we reached out to a conclusion that if it were to be a conference, the people who are going to get access to it are the only people getting access to it. Okay, and we don't have an ebook on this that we can give out for those who want to read it, but we have the content to give it out to people that do a training on this. But we decided to put it in a podcast format where everyone can actually reach out to it. So it's time for this podcast. It's on YouTube, so whenever you love it, you can easily go re-listen to it. But do not forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as click on the like button and the notification button to get your notification whenever we drop interesting contents like this. Okay, preserving your passion. So when we talk about passion, most people tend to get it twisted. They are unable to differentiate between passion and goals. Okay, passion is a strong feeling or desire for something. That strong dying feeling you have for something, or the burning desire you have to do something, that is what is known as passion. Okay, now amongst the traits and abilities that propel you to success, passion stands out. It is a one-man standing. Okay, unlike your skills, the knowledge, and other factors, passion is found within you. It's in you. It can't be learned nor acquired, but it's always present, and it has always been present. Okay, it is an overwhelming drive to reach your goal, and all successful people you've seen out there, that you're hearing about out there, all have passion that drives them to their success. Now, passion powers your hard work, and it powers your determination and creativity. Okay, if you're working towards transforming your life, what you should be doing is something that you're passionate about. If you're working towards making sustainable impact, if you're working towards changing people's lives, if you're working towards making others smile, what you should do should be something that you're passionate about. Okay, it's not easy, but it is worth the effort that will be made when the result comes out, or when the result is seen. Okay, so passion. We've talked about meaning of passion, and now we're going to how you can find your passion. How can you as an individual find your passion? Okay, I must say, several people today actually love doing several things. Okay, imagine you love playing football, you love music, you love dancing, and so on. So your question will be, which of these is actually my passion? I've heard people say, I don't actually have a passion, but I just love several things. You love several things, but out of those several things, there is one that you cannot do without. There is one that if you don't do it, you don't feel happy. There is one that if you haven't tried it today, if you haven't heard about it, if you haven't talked about it, you aren't yourself. I define passion personally as something you cannot live, or you cannot live satisfactorily without. Okay, you can't live without it. Everyone has passion. Every one of us have something we're passionate about, but several people have not actually taken note or noted their passion because they are caught up doing several things. So how can you find your passion? In finding your passion, you do well to ask yourself, is there something I love doing? You might love doing several things, but is there something that I will always find a way to hear about it, listen to it, or listen about it, talk about it, read about it, make research about it? Now, if you have that thing, that's your passion. Secondly, you can find your passion by taking note of what you spend hours reading about. Third, writing down the things you that comes to your mind as you listen to this podcast. Okay, that's actually strange, but it works. You're listening to something related to passion. What's the first thing that comes into your mind? What's the first thing about yourself that comes to your mind? That's your passion. If you are a fashion designer and you love music, or probably a fashion designer and you love farming, when you listen to or when you hear people talk about passion, your passion comes first to your mind. That's the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay, now on the passion or on the writing down the things that comes to your mind, no idea is bad. Now you can have several things coming into your mind at the same time, but you do well to evaluate this later to have or to ascertain which of them is your passion. You can also ask around, ask your friends, ask your mom, your dad, whichever one of them. Okay, what is it that you've heard me talk about always, that majorly in our conversation you'll always hear me talk about it? Okay, in my behavior I'll always act it out. Okay, what is it that it's present or is present within me? And basically you can as well search for list of things people are passionate about. Now once you search for them, go through them and review them, you will always find one that you find attached to, so much attached to. That is also a way to find or to know what your passion is. Now there is something I also want to say here. Once you find your passion, please do not quit your job. Finding your passion doesn't mean you stop working. You might not love your job, but it puts food on your table. I'm not actually promoting the 9-to-5 job here. Okay, you're going to know what I'm saying in the course of this. Okay, do not quit your job. Finding your passion doesn't mean you quit your job. Okay, work on your passion as a side hustle for the meantime until it's able to foot your bills. Okay, let me relate my experience here. Okay, I am not I have, after my secondary school, that was 2017, I started teaching, although I love teaching right from time. And then I left teaching. I started working with a property company, home and property company, the one you actually know very well, that's Agro Homes. And while working with them, I never loved the job, but I always found a way to put up with people whom I work for, although they make me really happy. So basically most of the times I sit and chat with them. But I had this family member who talked to me about network marketing, and I knew I had passion. I know right from time I'd had passion for agriculture, but I also loved music. Several people have started to talk me into music, but I can live without singing. I can live without someone hearing me sing. But if I don't talk about agriculture, if I don't talk about farming, if I don't listen to people talk about farming, if I don't see people practice farming, I am not myself. Okay, I just have to talk about it. I just have to. Even in school, agriculture and biology are the notes I read most. Okay, they are the notes I read most. I just things that don't even make sense, that are not even in my scheme of work, I'll always love to read about them. Why? Because that's where the passion is. Now, while working, I got the information about the network marketing industry. Yeah, I had some cash then, so I made the investment. When I made the investment, guess what? I dropped my job. I dropped that job that put food on my table, that helped me take care of my personal needs. Although, yeah, my parents actually do foot the bills, but at least it's not everything you ask from them. So I buy my clothes, do several things for myself with that salary I get from there, and also still have my savings. But I dropped the job because I got into the network marketing industry. I'm not saying network marketing is bad. Okay, it's actually really nice if you're willing to wait and be patient with it. While I dropped it, I never really knew all about network marketing. I was still a novice, and I dropped because I wanted to devote my full time. And when you hear them talk about the millions upon the millions upon the millions, you believe it's really, really, really easy for you to make. You will believe it's something you make within 4 or 5 months. But really, it's something you have to wait some time for and work for it. You have to work if you want to make money in the network marketing industry. And obviously there's no industry you don't have to work for, but you still have to exercise patience and work for it. And since you know you're working for it, I actually never had to was never supposed to quit my job. I was also supposed to keep it and still do what I was doing. But ignorant, I quit the job. And there it went. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I had made nothing. So the little money with me, I had to enroll for a computer training. While I enrolled for the computer training, I was still doing my network marketing business. Did that 5 months, 6 months, I made little money. The money was exhausted. While I was trying to contact clients, do this, do that, I had to spend it. And then I was broke, depending on my parents to take care of me, do everything. It was really not nice anyway, but what would I have done? And basically, I am not saying network marketing is bad, I say it again, but you need time. It's a business that needs time. So I had to focus on it, and we did it a year plus. Almost 2 years I was in the network marketing industry. That was towards 2018 and 2019. I was in the network marketing industry. And while there, I made little money, which I also spent boosting and building my team. But later I had to realize, guy, you have to focus. You have to focus. But the lesson here is, please do not quit your job. Mine was easy because I had parents who were helping me out, but several of us who are outgrown or who are grown up and who knows our parents are in no position to help us, or the parents aren't even around, please, for you not to go on the streets, please do not quit your job. After finding your passion, network marketing was never my passion, but I wanted to use it to make money to start up an agricultural business. Even at that young age, I just wanted to start up something in agriculture. But I never had the mind of starting small. You know, the motivations you receive from the office when you go there, the trainings you receive, inspirations you see, this person has made the money, this person is calling millions, this person has made the millions. Of course they've made it, but they will also tell you it took them time, it took them hard work, it took them persistence before they were able to get to that level. But we as young people, we want to make it all in one day. So I also had that kind of mentality. I wanted to make it all in 1 year. I want to make the millions. I want to do this. In fact, then all my goal was on money, making this amount of millions, and I went around telling my friends I wanted to make this amount of millions. And to tell you the truth, it was starting to piss some of my friends off. Yeah, some of them were like, why don't you always talk about money? Is it only money you care about? And it was like getting into my head, because I know I was broke and I was trying to get something that could fit my bill just as my other job did. And obviously I couldn't just go back to the other job because I left there, I resigned. So the moral, please keep your job even while working on your passion. Please. Okay? Now, another way to find your passion and to also remain with your passion is to do as much research as possible. Find out more about your passion. There are several in-depth things you don't know. If your passion is music, go deep into music. If your passion is agriculture, please go deep and deeper into agriculture. There are several things aside the farming process that we see that is in agriculture. Several things. Whatever your passion is, make as much research and keep working on it. It's not something you work on just in a day. Passion is your passion, and for your passion to sustain you, it needs to keep being worked on. Okay? You need to keep working on your passion. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is what are the reasons for us, for you, for me, for you, and for everyone out there to follow our passion. What reason do you have to follow your passion? Now, in following your passion, there are several reasons for doing that. Following your passions help you feel better about what you do. You quite agree with me that when you're pursuing a 9-to-5 job, basically you're like a person who is being pulled to the office, and once you hear the bell rings for you to go home, just as school students do, you pick your bag and off you go to your house. Why? Because you do not enjoy doing it. Okay? You don't feel good about doing it. That's not what you want to do, but because you need the money, you have to do it. So your passion shouldn't be that way. Your passion should be something that you feel better while doing it, that helps you feel better while doing it. Now, secondly, your passion stimulates your creativity. Several people who are being creative today, who are building up innovative ideas, are doing so because they are working on their passion, in their passion related industry. Okay, imagine someone who has passion for technology. That person can do loads of things with technology, while because he has his passion. But if someone else is there just for the money, he will always follow on the laid down principles that others have used. If I am in agriculture for money, I won't actually task my brain doing much. I'll just follow. It's fish farming I want to do. I'll purchase fish. I'll start rearing fish. It gets to maturity period, I sell off. I put up another rare, gets to maturity period, I sell off. I'll just keep doing and repeating that process. On the long run, and most of the times I even get fed up with the whole process because I am not enjoying it. But if you have passion for it, you'll be creative. Selling of fish might not actually be the only thing you do. You'll find ways to improve the breeds, you'll find ways to package your product, you'll find ways to add more value, you'll find ways to expand into other areas, you'll find ways to do even things that when people hear about you, they'll be like, this guy, are you okay? Okay? Passion stimulates your creativity. Now, the next point here is passion helps you to work without feeling forced. Like the first point, it helps you to work without feeling forced. You are not like a horse that is being dragged to the river to drink water. No. Okay? You are going to do it because you want to do it, because you love doing it. Okay? So with your passion, you don't work feeling forced. You work without feeling forced. Now, the next question here is, the next point here is, following your passion will always help you to relax more. If you're working, I also use this on a 9 to 5 to 9 or 9 to 5 job, whichever one is being called. You'll always find out that your life is being lived based on your employer's rules. If it says you should be at work by 7, where would you be? At work. Why? Because you do not want to lose your paycheck. You do not want to get debited for coming late. Now, if it says you're leaving at 5, even if it decides the next day that, oh, you're not leaving by 5, you're leaving by 9 p.m. tonight because we have more work to do, what do? You sit there until 9 p.m. Why? Because you don't want to lose your paycheck, you don't want to get debited, and you don't want to be sacked, okay? So because of that, you will have to always play by his or her rules, or by your employer's rules, because you want to make the money, because you want to get the money to take care of yourself. So passion is not that way. With your passion, you relax more. With your passion, you dictate the time you work on it. And basically, with passion, I don't believe people have relaxation period with passion, because even your relaxation period, you talk about your passion. But although you do not feel as stressed as you feel while working for another, or while living your life in the terms of another person. So that alone can be called relaxation. In fact, with your passion, you are relaxing, you are feeling good while doing what you're doing. Now, the next is, following your passion will always help you to work less hours and work at your pace. This is related to the other one we just discussed. Like, it helps you work less hours and it helps you work at your own pace. Okay, you determine the number of times you read about it. In fact, you determine the time you do it and the time you don't. You determine the time you spend with your family and the time you spend building your passion. So your passion actually helps you work less hours and it helps you work at your pace. Passion also helps you to go above and beyond. Now, there are several people who have actually succeeded in working in areas of their passion. They are working with an employer that has the same passion as they do. I've seen several guys that are in the agricultural industry. They don't have their own businesses, but they are working for others. Okay, but their passion is still in that agricultural industry. And when you see them, when others are losing weight, they are gaining weight, whereas they are doing more work than those that are losing weight. Why? Because their mind is put into it. Okay, I also say this, before I went to school, that's my training college, I was actually weighing 75 kg. I'd say, yeah, weighing 75 kg. And while we were coming back during the pandemic, I checked my weight again and I was weighing 77 point something kg. Now, several of us who came together, those we came together while we were in the livestock session, we were weighing ourselves. I realized that not any one of them has added weight. Everyone's weight there has really dropped. but mine has been added by 5 point something kg already. Okay, sorry, by 2 point something kg. Now that was just within 2 months. Okay, but we are doing the same work. In fact, I was doing more work than them because I was helping a lecturer of mine manage his own farm. So I was in both for the school, and I wake up early before everyone else. I get to that place, clean the poultry, feed the birds. If it's time for if they are having any problem, I have to give them medicine and all the rest. And I'll still run to school farm. And the distance between these places are things that, in fact, that is exercise on its own. So I don't bother to work out in the morning. That's my workout. That's my early morning workout. And I was still adding weight. Why? Because of the passion I have for it. But several people who were there had no passion. They were there because they saw nothing else to do. Although some of them still had the passion, but several of them were there because they believed that there was nothing else in Nigeria that someone can do. And severally, most of them always believe, since it's on scholarship basis and they have gotten the scholarship to study there, they just have to be there and just have to do it. And in the course of it, within 1 month, 2 months, several of them lost interest. Even with the way they talk to you about what they are doing, you will know that their interest about agriculture is gone. But they were firstly enticed by it because it's a scholarship and they had to pay nothing. But when they got in there, with in due course of time, they lost interest. Can you see that? So, but with your passion, if you have passion for it, some of them who had no passion or who had passion for it, which I also know of that are there, despite the fact that they've lost weight due to the stress, but they were still talking about it. They never lost their enthusiasm. They always wanted to do something more creative. They always wanted, in fact, they set competitions amongst themselves to try to create something different. And that is where the passion comes in. Your passion helps you to go above and beyond. Now, your passion helps you to become more determined. When you're passionate about something, if you fall, quitting is not an option for you. If you fall, you find yourself rising up in another tactic. If you do this and it fails, you always look for something else to do to make sure you rise up. So passion will always help you to become more determined. Passion helps you to feel fulfilled. Okay, passion helps you feel fulfilled. As I said, if you're doing something that you want to get successful at and you want to live your whole life doing that, it should be something you're passionate about. Because you can't spend 75 years of your life, 85 years of your life, or even 100 years of your life living a life that you're not fulfilled, living a life that you don't love, living a life that you can't smile a day for, living a life that you can't boast about, living a life that you can't freely be at peace with yourself because you actually don't love what you're doing. Now, following your passion also helps you to have fun while working. You find yourself playing around your work. Yes, following your passion helps you. Even where I live, several of my neighbors always look at me and, Joshua, there is nothing we won't see in your hand though. You will do this one. You will do this one. Several of them were like, what is wrong with you? You always find yourself doing one crazy thing or the other. But that crazy thing is what puts a smile on my face. So I had to do it. I have to do it. I've come across several people who are like, why agriculture out of everything? Even my agri teacher, while in secondary school, was telling me not to go into agriculture. You can imagine that. Because she saw my result and she was like, this result was actually too good to go to. And I was like, that's my passion, okay? That is where I want to be. That is what I want to do. That is what makes me smile. That is where I'll be and I'll feel relaxed. That is what I'll do and I'll have joy doing. So your passion will always help you fulfill. It will help you have fun while working. Now, following your passion will always help you generate better ideas to achieving your set goals. Having your passion, you have to set goals to achieve. Now, these set goals can actually be achieved in a hard way or in the easy way. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, you have to achieve it whichever way you want, but you have to achieve it because, especially if you're under target, because your employer will be counting on that target or your achievement of the goals to make sure you're paid. So if the target isn't achieved, your paycheck is reduced or you don't even get at all. But when you're working on your passion, you generate better ideas to achieving your set goals. And like I said, you achieve those goals at your pace. You don't have to be forced. You don't have to go through the emotional trauma of, but really, your ideas you generate while pursuing your passion is far superior to those that you generate while doing your secular job. Now, reasons for following your passion, number 11. Following your passion will always help you to spend time with your loved ones. Several people are in your life today because you are business related, not because you're family related. Okay? You are business related. You're in the relationship for the business transaction. You're in the relationship for the future benefits of the business. You're in the relationship for, basically, you are like-minded and you're working on the same passion. Several are in for that. But when you're working on your passion, you find out you actually have the option to spend more time with your loved ones, because those are the people that are going to stand by you when you're going through problems, when you're going through difficulties. Your loved ones might not actually be only your families, but your friends, your well-wishers, people whom you know they'll always stand by you when you have problems. You end up finding out more time to spend with them other than when you're in a secular job. So passion has several benefits. Now, we're talking about another thing. Results. What are the results? When you follow your passion, what are the results? Following your passion will help you increase self-confidence. That is one of the results of following your passion. When you follow your passion, you have an increased self-confidence. Your self-confidence is being boosted by several percentages. Okay, when you follow your passion, you find yourself speaking out more. Now, you see someone who is usually an introvert. Okay, the person is introverted and the person doesn't love speaking out to people, but when it comes to the passion of that person sits down, or better still stands up and conveys it to whosoever cares to listen. Why? Because he is passionate and he or she loves doing it. Okay, passion increases your self-confidence. Now, following your passion also helps you lower stress level. When you're following your passion, you might be stressed, but you will never feel it. Your body is stressed, but your mind will not feel that the body is stressed. Why? Because you're working on your passion. Unlike another job where even before your body is stressed, your mind is stressed. In fact, it's the stress of the mind that will cause the body to break down. That is true. You can relate with that. Several of us who are working, when you work, you realize that even the stress your mind goes through is even way more than that which the physical body goes through. So if your mind is already stressed, your body will in turn be stressed. But if your body is stressed and your mind is still active, you won't feel that the body is stressed. So following your passion will always help you lower your stress level. It will always help you find fulfillment in your work. It helps you find fulfillment in what you do. Like we've said that in the other point. Following your passion will always help you master your work and life balance. You're able to know the amount of time you spend on building that passion and the amount of time you spend on socialization. Okay? The amount of time you spend on building the passion and the time you spend socializing or relating or being with your family and friends. Following your passion will help you have fewer regrets later in life. There are several people today who have died without harnessing their potential, without building on their passion. Okay, without building on their passion is likened to your potential. That's something you're built in for, that's something you're born for. So several people have died today with that passion without harnessing it, just because probably they feel they don't have enough to do so, or they feel their job is actually paying them more. Like the late Ubon King said, several people are doing not what they love doing, but what puts money on their table, what puts food on their table, what puts money in their pockets anyway. So several of us today are doing what puts money in our pocket and puts food on the table, not what we love doing. That's why you see people always come back from work, and what do? Sit in the office and press computers and come back and tell you, oh, I'm stressed out, my boss is this, is that, this work is really stressful. And you'll be like, what is stressful there? But see that same person building on his passion, and he can work on that for 10, 15, 20 hours non-stop, and he will tell you, see, I love doing this, and he will still come out smiling. So that is it. It helps you have fewer regrets later in life, knowing that you've accomplished what you were born for or what you love doing. It helps you also, following or result of following your passion is also personal growth. When you follow your passion, you always find avenues to grow yourself. You always find avenues to increase your knowledge. You find avenues to read more, research more, watch more videos about it, talk to more people about it, you will end up, in fact, being a master at your game. Okay, you will end up being a master at your game, because you will not always be you can never be satisfied doing one thing in your passion. You always want to do several things. You always want to explore, you want to try out new things, you want to try out new ways, and those things will push you to making research, to learning more about it, to reading, to watching videos, to asking more questions about it. Now, the next point, another result of growing or working or following your passion is positive attraction. Positive attraction. I've been in a situation whereby I'm talking to someone and another person passes by and is like, "Guy, I love you." Yes, several people have said that. I love your enthusiasm. In fact, I just love your personality. The enthusiasm at which you speak about what you love really impresses me. And I've said that to some other people as well. Yeah, you will see some people talking about something as little, I won't say it's little because it's growing into a bigger industry now, as these pastries, making cakes, catering industry now. And the guy is talking about how much he loves cooking, how much he loves baking, how much he loves making these small chops and this. And you'll be like, is this small chops this guy is talking about this way? He's talking about like $1 million business, something that he knows he's going to make his future with. So that is it. Passion helps you attract, or it gives you that positive attraction. It helps you attract positive people, and it makes you shine better. It helps you shine better because you are focusing on one thing. Okay, now we're not talking about diversification of income. That can come out later after you build your passion, but you're focusing on one thing, and that thing is what you know you love doing and you can't get tired of doing. Now, while focusing on that, like I said before, you become a master at your game, and people will always look up to you as the next source of help when they need it, probably with advice or with encouragement or whatever, because they know you're really into that sector and you're a master at your game. Now, the next point is following your passion. Another result is expanding your comfort zone. Following your passion always helps you to expand your comfort zone, in the sense that instead of just focusing on one thing, like I've said it before, you tend to explore. Instead of focusing on just buying and selling, if that's your passion, you focus on selling not only in local market but in international market, exportation. If your passion is agriculture, rabbit production, probably you love rabbit. Instead of focusing on just rabbit production, meat and selling of pets, you deal with production of rabbit urine for fertilizer, the excrement. You'll find way to explore, to try new things with those products you're getting from your passion. You'll find better ways to communicate it. You'll find better ways to try to do several things around that passion of yours. Another point is, while you're working on your passion or while following your passion, you are always grateful for the smallest achievement. That is really nice. It's a wonderful thing for the mind. It's a wonderful thing to build your self-esteem. Your passion is one great thing, one great step, one awesome step to build your self-esteem, pursuing your passion. Now, pursuing your passion helps you become grateful over the smallest achievement. While working at a cellular job that you know you don't love, when you make small improvements, they matter or they mean nothing to you. They mean nothing to you. You always know it's a small achievement. But when you are working on your passion, only being able to talk to someone whom you're looking forward to talking to is a great achievement for you. You'll find it as a huge step you've taken to your success. This has happened to me several times. Most of the things I'm speaking now are from my personal experience. There are things I have noticed in my life while pursuing this agricultural passion of mine. Okay? Now, while pursuing your passion, you are grateful over the smallest achievement. You write an ebook, you are grateful over it. You talk to somebody, you're grateful over it. You are able to reach a number of followers with your passion, you're grateful about it. You get a certain number of persons to listen to what you talk about, to listen to your podcast, to listen to or to watch the videos about your passion, whatever. you will always be grateful over the smallest of things or smallest of achievements. And while doing this, you're directly and indirectly together building your self-worth, increasing your self-worth, increasing your self-esteem. Okay, that will help you build a better self-esteem. And if people can actually pursue their passion, there won't be a problem of low self-esteem. Yes, because you will always find joy doing that thing you're doing, and it will always help you boost your self-esteem. And you end up becoming more appreciable about the things, the smallest things of life that you're getting from your passion. The next is following your passion, or while following your passion, you tend to reconnect with your inner self. There are sometimes I will go to a quiet environment and I will sit down. People will see me talking to myself. Now I'm kind of saying something is wrong with you. Walking around talking to yourself, sitting in a quiet environment talking to yourself. About what? I'm trying to find out what life will look like when I achieve my aim. I'll just sit, I'll close my eyes. I try to discern myself or my innermost self if I'm really doing my best about my passion and what will come of whatever I'm doing. In fact, you end up doing an inner projection or a mind projection of how successful you will be with the passion you're working on or with the passion you're following. That's if you're working on your passion. Following your passion, or while following your passion, you become a better person. You become a kinder person. You become a more caring person. To tell you the truth, one major reason that I've discovered why people are just selfish, or why people end up being unreasonable or uncaring, is because they are stressed. And this stress can come from a job you don't love. But imagine someone who is actually not stressed, or who is pursuing his passion and finds joy in what he's doing. See, when we are happy about what we do, when we are happy about the life we live, when we are happy about the kind of impact we make, when we are happy about the smallest things of life, giving joy or seeing other people or making other people smile or making other people happy will be our utmost priority. It will not be something hard for us. So pursuing your passion will help you become more caring, become a kinder person, as well as become a more reasonable personality. Okay? Following your passion will always, while we follow our passion, you tend to unleash your creativity. We've said that in the other part, unleashing your creativity. It helps you become more creative and innovative. Now, another result of following our passion is conquering our fears. Following our passion, or while following our passion, we'll conquer our fears. What are those things you're scared of doing? You're scared of taking risk. When you follow your passion, you won't see it as risk. You will see it as a long leap, a high jump that you know you have to do. It won't look so risky to you. Rather, you have this positive mindset that it will always work out. So, following your passion will help you conquer your fears in several ways. Another result of following your passion is boosting your self-esteem. We've talked about this. Following your passion will always, it's actually a key point to building your self-esteem, to boosting your self-esteem. I think I'm going to put this in another way. I'm going to talk about self-esteem later in one of our podcasts very soon. And I'm going to always encourage people, if you want to boost your self-esteem, please pursue your passion. Do something you love doing. When you do that, you end up having sense of fulfillment, sense of personal worth, and boosting your self-esteem. When you follow your passion, quitting becomes a no-go area. Quitting can never be an option when you're pursuing your passion. Now, pursuing your passion makes you a master at your game. Okay? It makes you a master at your game. Now, onto the main point while we're here. Now, we've talked about so far passion, what passion is, all around things about passion, how you can find your passion, reasons why you need to follow your passion, and the results that comes from following your passion. Okay? Now, the last part we're going to be talking about here is how can you then preserve your passion? Because as young people, we realize that we need money to build our passion. I know you might be thinking of that. Yes, you need money, you need funds, you need capital to start up whatever your passion has to do with. Even if you don't need the capital physically, you need the materials and the resources, and those things will actually require the capital. So basically, we all need capital to work on our passion. So how can you preserve your passion? Several people, like I said before, have been caught up in their secular job that they end up forgetting their passion, and they die with their passion. They die with their passion. But we do not want to die with our passion. We want to harness it and make the world a better place using or building and working on our passion, or working with our passion. Now, preserving your passion, or to preserve your passion, you must make yourself relevant. If you're going into the music industry, we always know that is entertainment is actually an easy passion to follow now. Although there is actually an influx in entertainment, because every young person wants to go into entertainment. Coming out from school, see this person has blown, this person has bought a car, this person has bought this. In fact, several people end up making entertainment their own passion. It is not inborn from them. They just want to do it because they want the money, and it end up causing an influx. That's why you see a person who knows that. Who does not know anything about music, because he has the money to pushes himself in, and those who have that passion of singing or for music end up not being able to get it because they lack the money. But how can you still preserve the passion until when the money comes, or preserve the passion and build it little by little? One, make yourself relevant. I've said this now. Make yourself relevant. You can make yourself relevant by talking about it. Okay? Now, one thing I did, because since I know I don't have the resources or the money to start up my agri business, if you notice, you'll always see me posting pictures of little things I do. For agriculture, the snails, I hatched a clutch of egg from just 2 snails, and I got the little hatchlings I use to practice what I do now, or what I teach, or what I talk about. I use them to practice. Now, I know I don't have the money to start up. I don't have the millions or the hundreds of thousands to start up. Even if I have the hundreds of thousands to start up, I don't have all the knowledge there is to build it. And even if I had the knowledge to build it, I don't have the space. So deep down there, I know I am not ready to start, but I still have to make myself relevant so as not to lose my passion, so as not to go back on my passion. Now, they said, starting up what you want to start up, or starting up something, the best time to start up is now. And realizing that, I decided to do something that also keeps me relevant in the industry, which is talking to people about it. And what is one way I can talk to people about it? A podcast. Why don't you talk to people about your passion? Talk to them about agriculture. Whatever your passion is, even if you know you don't have, or you don't want to do a podcast, start a team. Have a WhatsApp group where you have set of like-minded individuals who have the same passion as you do. Once a week or once in 2 weeks, come together, talk about your passion. Talk about your passion. Basically, you can be like, oh, today you're going to tell us about, or we're going to discuss what we have achieved throughout the past 2 weeks on relating to our passion. And you see this person talks about how you did this, how you did this. That's where you see people celebrating the smallest achievements, and that will also help you. It will make you happy, and it will be an inspiration for you as well. It will be a motivational factor for you to start up. Now, having your passion or making yourself relevant, you can also decide to create a Facebook group. You can decide to link yourself to 2 or 3 people whom you find online. Try to create something that, okay, people will know that you are into it. Basically, you might not be into the physical product. If you're dealing with agriculture, I love using that because that's my industry. You might not be dealing with the physical product yet, but you can help people sell out their physical products, thereby making yourself still in that industry relevant in the industry, and you find fulfillment in what you do. Now, you can build it as a side hustle while you still work and raise the money for your business, or while you source for grants, or while you search for, I won't say loan, or while you save up for your passion. But better still, make yourself relevant. Mix with people with the same vision. I made this point in the first one. Mix with people of the same vision, like-minded personalities who have the same passion as you do. They will always help you, because if you have passion for agriculture and I have passion for agriculture, your area might not be my area, and working with you will help me learn your area, and you working with me will help you know more about my area. It will help us broaden our horizon on our passion. True or false? True. So working with set of like-minded persons who are working towards getting the same value or giving the same value or working on the same passion as you have, you end up expanding your horizon or broadening your horizon on your passion-based industry. Preserving your passion, you also need to get a mentor in your personal or your passion-related industry. Your passion is music. Get a person who you look out to be like in the music industry, or whom you know have achieved something in the music industry. If your passion is agriculture, get someone who is working in the agricultural industry or who is currently in the agricultural industry, practicing in the agricultural industry, whom you know you need advice from and whom you are aspiring to, if not be like, but at least whom you know you can get value from in that industry. If your passion is tech industry, do same. If it is writing, you want to write, same. If it is journalism, I think that has to do with writing too, please do it. Every area, every industry, you always find out that you're not the first person in that industry. You can never be the first person. Several others have tried it, and there are several people who are in the industry currently. Nothing is new. But your approach or your idea and innovation can make you distinct from others. But no industry is new. No industry is new. It must have been done before. It might have been done before. You still have those who are in it. So probably because you've not made research, you believe you don't have a mentor in that industry. Please search. And getting your mentor, we are going to still be talking about that in some of our one of our podcasts these days. Getting your mentor, there are several things you need to put in place, but make research. Follow the person bumper to bumper. I tell people, if you want somebody, no matter what, no matter how busy the person is, see, social media has made it has made it easy for you to reach out to anybody. If he doesn't pick your calls, send him a WhatsApp message. If he doesn't respond, send him an email. If he doesn't respond, if he has a post, comment on the post. If he doesn't respond, if he has a video, comment on the video. In fact, do a video and tag the person, telling the person that you want him or her to be your mentor, or you want to speak to him or her. There is no way if you make a video and tag him and he sees it, he will always reach out to you and be like, okay, I would like us to talk to so and so day. And there you have your mentor. Okay? There you have your mentor. So I always have someone whom you can actually tell about the ideas you talk about and see if it will work out. Always have someone who advises you in your passion-based industry. That is your mentor. In preserving your passion, you must learn more about the passion. Don't always be comfortable with the knowledge you have. There's always this slogan: learn, unlearn, and relearn. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. It applies to your passion too. If you have a passion on a certain industry, please learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay? Learn, acquire knowledge. There's some knowledge you acquire that at the long run becomes obsolete. So what do? You unlearn. Now you relearn new models that you know works for that same industry. So you are always being innovative and creative because you're working on your passion. So learn, unlearn, and relearn. Now the next part, preserving your passion, or in preserving your passion, talk to others about your passion. Don't keep your mouth shut. See, if you keep your mouth shut and you want to start up something, you don't have the fund to start up, or you don't have the assistance you need. If you keep your mouth shut, you end up not being able to start up that thing. Even if it's your passion based, there is nothing in this life you can do all by yourself. The only thing you can do all by yourself is breathing. And there will become a time if something bad happens, we are not praying for that. Someone can end up using an oxygen. That is you're needing the help of the doctors to do so. So you always need people's help to scale. You always need people's connections to improve. Even the book you're reading belongs to someone. Someone wrote it on that passion. So you're using that person's help to build your passion. So you always need people. Talk to people about it. If you can't talk physically, write about it. Okay? Write about the passion, a certain area of the passion. If you can't write about it, do a video about it. Always share content about your passion. Let people know what you stand for. Now, if people call you, you haven't become a farmer and they're calling you a farmer. Okay? You haven't become a farmer, you're calling you a farmer. You haven't become a musician, they're calling you a music star. You haven't become an actress or an actor, they're calling you an actor. You haven't become a caterer yet, but you talk about catering, they call you a cook, a caterer, a chef. Now, that will always help you remember, or whenever you're being called that, or whenever you see people addressing you as that you belong somewhere. There is something you love doing. There is something your passion is in. There is something you stand for, and that thing is your passion. Okay? That thing is your passion. When you hear the name the Agro King, people think I gave that name to myself. No. Before, some people who know me will always call me Joe's Money. But I started telling people, you see, the Joe's Money is not working. Plenty money is not coming. The money is not coming. So stop calling me Joe's Money. Okay? Stop calling me Joe's Money. And you see people be like, why now? Why should they stop calling you Joe's Money? Why? Because I love packaging. I'll package, I'll go out, people think I have all the money, and they end up giving me the name Joe's Money. But on the long run, while building on or while working on my passion, the reason why they were calling me Joe's Money was because when I was in the network marketing industry, I talk about money a lot. Money this, money that. This amount, this amount, this amount. You make this amount when you connect these people and these people, you make this amount. Now you realize people calling me Joe's Money, they had a reason. Why? Because I talk about money. And secondly, because I love packaging. Now, let's now talk. Why did they call me the Agro King? I talk about agriculture. Not that it is something people have not said before. Several people have said it. Several people have done that. But the enthusiasm with which I speak about it, and even if the knowledge I have about it is not all 100%, but I strive to learn more. I talk to people about it. There are several people who know more than I do, but they are not known because they choose not to speak out that they know it. They choose not to speak out or to express that even they want to teach others. So if you portray yourself as a master in your area, people will always find a way to task you to do things. And that task, or whatever they task you to do, will help you improve yourself, making you relevant, okay? Helping you mix with others, helping you to learn and make research about your passion, helping you talk to them about your passion, okay? That is where the Agro King came about. Talked about agriculture. I posted pictures about me in my school farm. I reached out to people. Even while in school, I always found a way to be different and to be creative in the agricultural industry. While talking to people, I love to do silly things in the agricultural industry. Things I believe that I'm really crazy about. And that's where the name the Agro King came about. And it was online. Someone just called me that. And while someone called me that, another person referred to me as the Farmer King. Another person, and there were just different names relating to agriculture that they were calling me. Why? Because I made myself relevant. So that was where I picked the name the Agro King. So making yourself relevant and talking to people about your passion helps you become identified in that industry, as well as helps you get recognized in the industry, and also helps you have that sense of belonging that you are somewhere. Now, the last way to preserve your passion that I have here is reflecting on life after achieving your passion. While working on your passion, to a certain measure, you will attain success. Currently, you might not have attained that level of success, but do you sit down alone without disturbances and try to visualize what life will look like when you end up achieving your desired result based on your passion? Have you ever sat down and closed your eyes to ruminate about, okay, how will this life be? How will I look? Basically, as down as what kind of clothes would I wear? Where would I speak when I achieve the results? I do that a lot. Most of the times when I'm doing my house chores, I pause for a moment and I think, Joshua, you want to travel to several countries. You want to travel to South Africa. You want to travel to Israel. You want to travel to the UK to speak about agriculture. You want to travel to tell people your success stories on how you're able to scale no matter the problems that arise, and how you're able to change the narrative of the agricultural industry, even all around the world. Now, while thinking of that, most of the times I end up thinking to the point that I imagine the kind of clothes I wear. I imagine the way I walk into the podium, or I go on the podium, or I climb on the stage to talk. Most of the times I practice saying things that even I know it will take me time to get there, but I practice the words starting from now. Most of the times I just sit down drawing, even the little I know how to draw, about the kind of awards I want to win from the agricultural industry or from the events I'll go to. And now all those things I'm trying to make sure, and these things happen subconsciously. I just fantasize about it, I just think about it, I just meditate and try to put myself, my personal self, in that future tense, put myself there, place myself on that stage, teach myself how to talk then. I know by then I will improve, but trying to make myself that person that I want to be in the future, even while I'm still here now. See, with your imagination, you can be anywhere. You can be under the water with your imagination. So, your imagination is an easy way to see yourself achieving your desired result. Okay? Now, what I'm going to say now have not been stated on the description bar, because I want you to listen to this podcast till the end. Okay? There is a free gift for everyone who listens to this podcast at the end. Till the end, which you are one of them. So congratulations. Now that gift, I attended the Passion to Profit training, WhatsAppina, like the guy called it, and he gave out his ebook in Word format. It's a manual that he wrote on Passion to Profit, how you're able to turn your passion into profit and also make money from it, how you're able to monetize your passion. So he gave out the book and asked us, gave us the free hand or the authority to sell the ebook and earn money. He also asked us to give it out to people whom we know they'll be interested. So you have won that ebook by listening to this podcast. All you have to do is message me on +234 8085 767621 +234 8085 767621. I repeat, +234 8085 767621. So please, when you message me, just say you were at the Preserve Your Passion podcast. You listen to the Preserve Your Passion podcast and you want to pick up your ebook, your gift. So I'm just going to be sending, it's an e-manual, just few pages, and there are several passions outlined there and how you can turn those passions into profit even without having a big outlet, and how you can start making little cash from it, saving it for you to establish in bigger form. Okay, and investing it in your business to establish in bigger form. So reach out to me on the number I've just called, and please do not forget to subscribe. I made you laugh before this and you've gotten enough value, you've gotten more value. Okay, so to encourage us and to also show that you appreciate what you're doing, please subscribe to this channel. And better still, you can as well share. You can share. Today is a phenomenal day. It's actually an awesome day. Please, I would love you to share with as many persons as possible so they can gain the same value you've gained from the podcast. And do not forget to comment. What lesson have you learned? If you haven't found your podcast, if you haven't found your passion up till now, please, have you in the course of this podcast found your passion? If you found it, please, you can as well click type or comment yes, and please tell us what your passion is. So we want to know. Talk to people about it. Tell us what your passion is. And if you have already found your passion, what are ways you actually, or what knowledge, what value did you get from this podcast that will help you also improve on preserving your passion, improve on focusing on your passion, improve on still holding fast to your passion? And if your passion is slightly or is gradually flowing or drifting away from you, or if you are gradually losing focus on your passion, what ways have you learned here that you can as well use to improve your preservation of your passion, okay, or you're preserving your passion? Thank you very much once more for listening. I remain Aka Joshua Salvation, the Agro King. Thank you and bye.